Good evening and welcome to Being Black and Craft, where we don't apologize for recognizing our influence on craft beer. This is Angie, the Undeniable Vixen, your host. You think I hadn't done this so many times, but just having a day, I guess. Um, so we have a great guest as usual, and want to thank you again, everyone that listens, but want to make sure that you know how to reach us. So we're available via Instagram Live right now, YouTube Live, Facebook as well. Then on tomorrow, if you want to listen to the audio, it's going to be available on all platforms. So make sure that you subscribe, share, like, the whole nine yards. Also, because I never mentioned it, we also have a website. So usually what I do is I do a little bit of blogging as well as put up other previous episodes. But I think I do all of that, and I also share different things as far as Instagram. So make sure that you tell people about us because being Black and Craft can be anything without you. So let's get into some news. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, this is like such a heartwarming story. So first off, Brockton Beer. Last week I talked about them closing its doors. Well, of course, they got knocked down, but they're not knocked out. They're back on the trail. They're back in business. They're still going strong. So thank you again to all who continue to support. Truly grateful for the community. We have some follow-up details and as we enter the new chapter. So first off, they're one of the managing partners, Ed, has decided to step away from his full-time focus, and now Evil is going to be the taking over the managing partnership. So Rowan remains a co-owner. So those three guys who basically made Brockton Beer, one is going to step down for a little bit, for a while, and they're still going to go on strong. And then they also got the needed capital, which was really important, that they needed to go ahead and stay afloat. So that was really good. I was very, very glad to hear about that. And so if you're ever in Maine, make sure you check them out. Then, of course, I know I've been singing its praises, but it is almost here. Next week, GABF, and I'll be traveling to Denver and enjoying lots and lots of beers. I'm very excited and elated to see the beers as well as the RTDs, which is going to be new for GBAF to even have. Um, and then I think I also mentioned to y'all that the National Black Brewers Association is going to have their own like little tap section of all the Black-owned breweries. So you'll be able to take a peek at that, and I have some interviews coming up with some folks while I'm there. So that's going to be really great. So October 10th through the 12th. Then, of course, um, while we're there, the Black Brewers Association, they're going to be celebrating um, the Black Brewers Day, October 10th, and they're going to have this event at Spangalang. So that's going to be cool to check out. So if you are going to be in Denver during the Great American Beer Festival, make sure that you RSVP through on IG at National Black Brewers Association. There is a tab there that you can RSVP, so you make sure that you get a ticket because the space is going to be limited, and it's going to be at Spangalang, which is also another Black-owned brewery. So that's going to be really cool. And of course, I talked about Black Brewers Day. I hope that everybody celebrates, and I would love to see. I'll be checking that hashtag to see how people are celebrating and excuse me, um, spreading the word about National Black Brewers Day. So, thank you to uh, Theodore Mack Sr. For his legacy and how he's pushing forward that narrative. It's just an amazing thing to see the different states that are putting in that work and making sure that they put a stamp on October 10th and making sure to allocate it for National Black Brewers Day. So that's really important. So while I'm going to be going to Denver, then I'm going to turn back around. I'm going to go to Sacramento. So when I get to Sacramento, I'm going to People's Beer Festival. And one thing what I was doing when I was scrolling, minding my business, loving Jesus like I do, I saw well, I actually saw an email from Jen. She is going to be at People's Beer Festival during the educational portion. So these are some of the people that you're going to see, some familiar faces. So you see Jen, you see Mark, you see Ren with Beer Diversity. So um, Jen has a promotion code. So if you want to, if you're going to be in the area and you want to go and be a part of this educational piece, which is Brew EDU, elevating your brewing craft, tapping potential. Another one is DEI action plan for your brewery. That's what Jen is going to be doing. And then crafting success beer branding and marketing. So if you want to be a part of the educational component and you want to get in free, what you need to do is use um, go to her website for Crafted for Action, because you can do a promo code Gen Craft Gen Craft. So that promotional discount is going to end on October 10th. So that's just for the educational piece, nothing else, none of the other goodies. So just make sure that you go to, I think you can actually go to the website too for People's Beer Festival too, and put in that code, and that'll get you into that, to the educational portion. Then almost time for Hip Hop's Hooray. And I'm very, very excited. I put on all the different breweries that are listed there and everything that's going to be going on. That's going to be kind of cool. I'm really excited to do that 2-day event. And that's going to be in Kansas City, Missouri. So don't, uh, don't be shy. Get your ticket. Come and meet me out in Kansas City. And so that is it for our news. All right. So let me go ahead and introduce our guests. Hello, hello, Kaila.
How are you?
Good. I'm great. You see, I'm popping my top. I haven't had the opportunity. I haven't been really drinking anything, so I was like, because I've been mostly doing liquor here, talking to people with liquor. So usually, I try to partake in what the spirit is. So
Gotcha.
coming back to my home, which
Yes.
is beer, and I'm doing Hot Plate, which is a married couple brewery in. They're also in Maine, I think. But
Nice.
this is a cream ale, and I'm using my Ingenious RIP Ingenious out of Houston, Texas.
I love
I'm
that can.
using it's really when I was talking about marketing and branding,
Mm-hmm.
all of her stuff. I mean, to the hilt. Their branding is like phenomenal. It's
Nice.
like, she had like a bag and it has the stuff on it, and this is like so cool. I was like, where do you get this stuff from?
Right.
But she's probably paying for it.
Right. What's the name of the brewery? What was it called?
It's called Hot Plate. I forgot the name of the brewery.
Hot Plate. Okay.
Plate.
I'm gonna look them up. I
Yeah.
haven't heard of them.
Yes. So what are you partaking of tonight?
Yeah. Well, first I have to have my water, staying hydrated.
Yes.
Yes. And then I'm drinking Elevators by Halfway Crooks here in Atlanta. It's an Atlanta style
Oh,
pale ale. It's really, really good. I love the can too. It's um like an ode to Atlanta. It's called Elevators after the Outcast song. So like on it, like
wow.
it has like the South got something to say. It's a really good beer. I like it a lot. I just love the story behind it.
So let me first ask, before we even get started, how are you and how's everything in Atlanta right now with the storms?
Definitely. Well, I'm in Midtown. We got definitely like some heavy rain, some flash flooding. But the area that I'm in didn't get hit too hard. I know there is some flooding, like
Mm.
more like south. I think the Jonesboro area, I was seeing some pretty bad flooding. But
Okay.
everyone, all of my friends, family that's here that I've talked to, everyone is okay for the most part. So thanks for asking.
Okay, good, 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 good. Yeah, our hearts really go out to everybody that's dealing with the weather. I think um maybe the previous week if something was shifting and we got hit with a lot of rain here in Texas, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing to, I mean, just seeing I can't get over that house that was floating down the street. That
Mm-hmm.
was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was having the same thought. It's just crazy to think that like yeah, we got like I said, we got rain, some flooding, some flash flooding, and nothing too major in the area that I'm in. But it's so crazy to think that this like devastated a lot of people. So like you said, definitely
Mhm.
praying for everyone out there, especially in like the North Carolina area. I've been seeing some like super crazy things there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really just wild. So let's get into it. So
Yeah.
you look like a nice young lady. So you'll be able to tell me. Oh, well, let me ask. She, her are your pronouns?
Yeah, she, her,
Oh,
hers. Yep.
but
Hmm.
see, I was about to, if um, since you look like you just stepped out of the womb, you're so young. So do you recall, because it hadn't been that long, the first time you had a beer or anything alcoholic?
Oh gosh, I remember the first. What I can remember is like those Reds drink, like the ciders, the Reds ciders.
Mm-hmm,
I remember
mm-hmm.
being yeah, too young drinking those, just like thinking that I'm cute, probably and grown, like with my friends. I was probably in like I had to be like maybe 10th grade, ninth grade. But that was like I remember that being like the first like drink that I had and was like of course too young to be drinking it. But yeah.
Were you in what? And this is, I guess, this is my segue question. So, were you into it, or were you like, I'm just doing this because everybody else doing it?
I think it was more so that like I remember it not it actually tasted good. I remember us like saying that like oh we were kind of like surprised that we actually enjoyed the taste, but it was
Mhm.
definitely like I don't even know how we ended up getting it, but it's like a Friday night, you know what I mean? Like after a long week of school, just hanging out with our friends. We had it somehow, hanging out at like a friend's like aunt's house and just like drinking it, being grown.
So, how did that from cider coming into beer?
Uh-huh.
How do you think you kind of transitioned to that? How did you grow into enjoying craft beer? How did that start?
Definitely. I would say there's two beers that like introduced me to like the world of craft beer. The Athena by Creature Comfort. I
Hmm.
remember trying that. So I'm originally from New Jersey. I moved down to Georgia when I was 19. So I went to Georgia State. Um, and I remember getting a job at a restaurant in Pont City Market. It's like this
Hmm.
market area down
Yes.
here. Okay, are you familiar? Yes.
Yes. People thought that I lived in Atlanta. That's
Oh, really? You were just always here.
Yes, I was usually come to Cracker for Action with Jen.
Yep. Okay.
So
Got it.
yeah.
Yes. So I was working as a host at Monero. It's like a Mexican restaurant in Ponce City Market. And I remember they had everyone try all it was like we were like first opening and everyone had to try everything on the menu. And I remember we had
Mhm.
like the bar day and I remember trying Athena and I remember trying Atalanta by Orpheus Brewing. It's like a
Mhm.
it's a plum saison, and I remember just being like, "Oh my gosh! Like I can't believe these are beers. Like I was not expecting that." And I think that's really where my actual love for craft beer really like started.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just like it's like this
Yeah,
is not this is not what I was expecting. And did you ever have like the Coors or the Miller Lights or anything like that?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, again, being
Okay,
too
so eyes were
grown.
open.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, again, being too grown at like, house parties in high school, you have a beer, you take a sip, you're drinking beer with your friends. But
Mhm.
yeah, like that was my intro into like craft beer.
So what do you think were your comparisons as far as like now that you're into craft beer,
Uh-huh.
coming being in Atlanta, which I feel is like a major city of craft beer
Hmm.
compared to say New Jersey or other places that you've been? How do you think that where you are now is comparing?
Oh, for sure. There's dozens and dozens of breweries in Atlanta alone. So I would definitely say like access. There's so many more breweries. There's so much more beers to explore. Even if you just think about like package stores or liquor stores, I would
Mhm.
just say the access in Atlanta is so different. You have so much more access to things here. I'm from a small town called Neptune. It's on the Jersey Shore. So it's like a small town. There's really not too many things there. They're actually getting their breweries up. I would say in the last few years. I've been seeing some breweries open in the area, but yeah, I would say the access in Atlanta is like nothing I've seen before.
Is there any others? Because I know that you've been across the pond, across the waters,
Uh-huh.
but in the United States, is there any other state that you can think of that would even get on their level
Of
during your
Atlanta,
journeys?
um, where have I been recently? I want to say maybe Austin. I feel like
Yeah.
Austin had a few places that I liked. I can't remember. It was a few years ago, but I would say Austin. I didn't get to hit too many spots in Chicago, but I do know that there's places in Chicago, um, New York. I'm trying to think. Not I honestly think Atlanta. I mean, for me, like Atlanta has been,
Yeah.
yeah. It's because that I guess it's like I'm here. I can't think really of any other cities. Honestly, I'm drawing a blank. But
So
I would say if I had to, I would say maybe Austin.
it's definitely a lot. And Austin is basically our beer capital here in Texas. So
Yeah.
I can concur with you. Even with the closures of some of the breweries out there. So
You know what? I just thought about it. If I had to say, I was surprised.
Oklahoma,
Tulsa,
okay.
Tulsa has some really cool breweries that are doing some really cool things, like really nice spaces. I really like the Tulsa craft beer scene as well. I would say Tulsa.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So during your travels, are you seeing more people of color in these spaces, or are you seeing just the norm of white
I
faces?
would say definitely the norm of white faces. Like you can go into any
Mm,
Atlanta brewery, and that's what I love about the city. Like you can go into any Atlanta brewery and you can see black people. Of course, we have Atlantucky, we have Hip and
yeah.
Hops. Like, we actually have black owned breweries that are like my go tos whenever people are in town. I love to go to those places, but you can still, even when you do go into the white owned spaces, you can still see people of color. You can still see black people. You know what I mean? You do get a sense of community. So I do think Atlanta is like positioned in a very unique space, which is why I love it.
So if I was to come, which I always do, come to Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
where would we beer hop? Where would you take me?
Oh, that's so good. There's really so many places. Okay, so like I said, of course we have to hit the black owned spots, Hip and Hops,
Mhm.
um, Atlantucky.
Yes.
Where else? I really like Halfway Crooks, which is what I'm drinking now. Oh, one of my favorites, Three Taverns. I'm really into
Uh-huh.
sours. I'm really into sours. So Three Taverns, they have this whole like sour asylum series, which I love. So we would definitely go to Three Taverns. And then if you want to just hit like local bars, you know, like I'm a dive bar girl too.
Yeah.
I love the local. The local on Ponce is like one of my favorite spots in the city. I've been going there for years. They have like the best wings. They have really good beer. I really like Victory Sandwich Bar. I don't know if you've been there. There's two locations. There's one in Emmett Park, which I love, but just like little super chill spots. You can get some good beer, just chill out, catch up with friends.
I'm trying to think of the spot that we went to. I've gone there twice, and it's way out somewhere from Atlanta. It's like we had to get a ride.
Uh huh.
Um, and it's like it's small. It's a small place that has it's a bar and it also has beer there. They
Hmm.
usually have a food truck outside, and then there's a spot like it's real small. You go in and then you go out to the patio and there's like a patio area where there's a DJ outside. But
Hmm.
it's covered. I cannot think of what the name of it is.
But it wasn't in the city. It was like OTP, like out of the perimeter.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it felt
Yeah.
like we was going on forever.
If you remember, you have to let me know because I'm not sure.
I think of
Yeah.
it, and it's real pretty. Um, and there's only like two people wait as far as wait staff, and you can get food there. But I cannot think of what it is. It's in a like a little uh
Interesting.
strip mall area, but nothing's open except for that
You have
spot.
to let me know. Yeah. If you when you remember, let me know.
I'm sure I've taken lots of pictures over there
Yeah.
because they have little stairs, and it's like the stairs are like mosaic. It reminds me of the Pharrell and Snoop Dogg's video where they're sitting on the stairs, and it has a multicolored stairs like uh beaded glass, and that's what's in there. So
Interesting. I don't know if I've been there. It doesn't sound familiar, but
I bet when you say you be like, girl, made that up looking pretty. That's just so and so.
right.
Make that glamorous.
No, just let me know when you do remember.
Okay, I gotta remember.
Okay.
So, okay, and see, we didn't really go. Most of the time when I've gone, because I'm usually going there for education and
Hmm.
for the conference, we didn't do a lot of dive bars per se. So I'm interested in the dive bars.
Oh,
Let's
okay. Yeah.
get a little nosh because we've been drinking all that beer all the time.
Absolutely. Euclid Yacht Club and Little Five Points, another one of my favorites. Oh, Porter, of course. Also in um Little Five Points. There's just so many good places here, honestly.
So is there outside of when you're drinking your beer,
Hmm.
what other things are you getting into that's kind of, or maybe intersecting with the beer? So, as far as like lifestyle and nightlife, is there theater that you're doing, or is it uh museums, or is it music? What's being cross-sectioning with the craft beer?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So I'm into like anything that's live. So concerts, I love theater, I love plays, not so much musicals, but I love plays.
Hmm.
Anything that's like spoken word, live music. I'm definitely like somebody who just enjoys live experiences. So yeah, anything like that, honestly. Games. I'm not even into like sports really, like super into it, but I'll always like love to go to like a Atlanta United game or a Falcons game or a Hawks game. I just like live things. Hmm.
Okay. So music, one music or music one.
Oh, One Music Fest is coming up.
One, okay, one music. I went one time,
How
so
good is it?
loved it. It was really good. That was when I saw Tortured Soul, and I've been in love with them ever since.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Um. So, have you seen any particular trends in craft beer that you've noticed, as far as positive or not so positive that you've been seeing that's been coming up?
I don't know necessarily if I've seen any trends. I do. Well, like maybe one. I would say I've been seeing more non-alcoholic options, which I think is amazing. I've had a friend I was just talking to. She was like, I didn't even know that they actually made non-alcoholic beer until you posted it a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh, that's so dope. You know what I mean? Like I think there are people, who are sober, whether it's, long term, short term, maybe they want to just detox or something. I think it's so beautiful for them to have an option and still be able to like imbibe and enjoy themselves and be out with friends and not feel like, they can't be out because they don't have anything for them. So I would have to say, like,
Mhm.
I love seeing like the non alcoholic options, whether it's beer or mocktails or anything.
Yeah, that's really a growing industry, and I think a lot of people poo-pooed it,
Mm-hmm.
because that's one thing that I do. My side hustle, I'm a brand ambassador, so I was doing like when Heineken um, 0.0 came out,
Uh huh.
and I tell the story all the time, talking to a gentleman he tasted and he was like, "This tastes amazing. I can drink a beer with my dad. My dad has cancer, he can't drink. Now we can have a beer together."
Yep.
So it's like that, or just, besides the dry January that people kind of gravitate to, some
Yep.
people want to extend it just even that much more. So I think it's really great. And I don't know if have you had any of the mocktails? like the whiskeys. I'm still trying to get
N-
find them. I
Nothing
see them, but
canned.
I yeah.
I haven't had anything canned necessarily for non-alcoholic mocktails. Um, but I mean like an actual like a mocktail, like a craft cocktail, but without the
Mhm.
alcohol.
Yeah.
I love those. And then Trader Joe's has these like seltzers that are really good. My favorite flavor is like this elderflower and lemon, and it comes canned. And if you were out,
Mhm.
you wouldn't even know that it was not an alcoholic beverage. But I haven't tried any of the non-alcoholic canned cocktails yet. No.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't. I think maybe one for a John. Someone made a suggestion, and because we do bottle shares every month, and so
Mm-hmm.
usually January is dry January, and someone suggested let's do um a bottle share and get nothing but non-alcoholic
Mm-hmm.
bottles because I wouldn't necessarily get
Yep.
a non-alcoholic whiskey,
Yep.
but there was a whole bunch of like, boo,
Yeah.
no. I was like, okay, all
Yeah.
right, calm down.
You have to
So,
think, yeah, a lot of breweries and like I feel like a lot of the energy behind beer is like community. And you have to think if you are like excluding people who like there's people who want to come out, they still want again, they want to be around their friends, they want to enjoy their time, they want to do things, but maybe they just don't want to drink. Like you're excluding a whole group of people by not having something that caters to like where they are. So I think that's a
mhm,
trend that I'm seeing and I'm really loving and appreciating.
yeah. Well, we're at our segment where it is time to play a game.
Okay. I love it.
So let's do movie beers.
Okay.
So it's not going to be hard. This is
Okay.
just going to be it. It's just going to be whatever your flight fancies.
Okay.
So you're going to be presented with a very well-known actor or actress, and
Okay.
you're going to match the actor or the character that they may have played to a beer style. And I'll even give you even one more. Even if it's a certain beer that you know of, a beer brand. Um, so let's see how well you see. I didn't do that. See how well you do with these. I forgot. I didn't change my little cue. So let's go.
All right.
All right, Lapita.
Ooh.
What
Well,
beer is she?
I feel like her makeup is actually matching what I'm drinking now. It's like green and red. I would say elevators right now, honestly. Just
Okay.
because
Okay.
the can design, I feel like it really does match. So I would say elevators by halfway crooks.
All right. And tell us the style again for for that
Oh, it's an Atlanta style pale ale.
pale ale. Okay. Right. Idris.
Ooh, classic. I would say classic city lager. Yeah, he's such a classic man. I love Idris. Oh yeah. So I would say the classic city lager, just like straight to the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Regina Hall.
I love Regina Hall. Hmm. You know what? This is gonna be weird, but I would say she's like a pickle sour.
Oh,
Yeah, which I have had a few times. I would give her pickle sour because I feel like it's so many things. It's like it's very versatile. Like it's very eclectic. It's very smooth. It's not what you would expect. Like I feel like she's just so beautiful. She's so funny. She's so talented. It's like so many things in one. So I would say I feel the same way about like a pickle sour.
I love that. Denzel.
Oh, what would Denzel be? I don't know a specific one, but like a stout, just like yeah,
Mm,
like just like dark and just
dark and creamy.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, I was like, now I've never watched any Gladiator movies, but I'll be damned if I'm not gonna miss this one.
Right.
I'm going to this one. I don't know nothing about it. I'm just going to see Tennessee.
Me and a friend we were just talking about Flight and just how good of a movie Flight was, and I was like, he is
Mm-hmm.
so like he literally can play any like character. Like I love Denzel. I'm a stan for sure. But this
Yeah.
one, yeah, this movie I did see a preview. It looks really good. Like I'm not into like the timepiece movies either, but I'm gonna be there like opening night for this.
Right. All right.
Ooh, Viola Davis. This is good. I don't know why the Atalanta maybe I'm looking at her makeup again still, but the Plum Saison, the Atalanta it's a
Mm-hmm.
Plum Saison by Orpheus Brewing. That was one of the
Mm-hmm.
that introduced me into craft beer. She's giving me that energy for some reason. I don't know. Yeah.
A little spice.
Yeah.
You know, it every time I think about a saison, I just want to pair it with, I want my charcuterie board in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
want all their accoutrements with it, and she's like all the accoutrements.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would say, yeah, that's a really good way to describe her. And I just feel like it's like it leaves an impact. You know what I mean? Like I tasted that beer for the first time and I feel like it left an impact on me. And I feel like that's what she does in all of her roles. Like she really does like leave an impact. She's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
All grown up. I was like,
Right.
because I was like, this little goofy little boy, just a
He's
nice
so
looking young man.
handsome. Yes, he's so handsome. I love his role in Abbott Elementary.
Yes.
Um, okay, so if I'm going off of Abbott Elementary, I feel like he's very serious in that show. Like, okay, quirky though. Um, hmm. Oh, you know what I would say? Okay, I went to my very first festival earlier this year and I tried what was it? It was an imperial apple pie sour.
Hmm. Okay.
Yes. I would say that would be him. And I'm saying that because like the imperial part, it being like, you know what I mean? Like powerful. I feel like his roles are very powerful. He does a really good job at he's a really good actor. And then the quirkiness of like it's like an apple pie sour. You know what I mean? You just don't expect that. So I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for playing. I appreciate you humoring me. So it was
Thank you. No, that was fun. I loved it.
so have you done any collaborations or plan on doing any collaborations with any breweries?
Not with any breweries. I haven't done. I would love to, of course, in the future. I feel like I'm still super novice in this space, so I'm still really like honestly finding my footing. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I just know that I like beer. I want people to like beer, and I want to spread the word of beer. Like that's kind of like my mantra. But I haven't done any collabs with breweries yet, but definitely would love to. You know what I mean? I would love to in the future for sure.
So as you're growing, where do you see yourself within the next year or two as far as in the craft beer spaces? What would you like to accomplish?
That's a good question. Definitely just like exploring more, learning more. I want to get certified, so definitely getting at least my level one, like a certified
Okay.
beer server. I would like that. Um, I would love a collab. I feel like a collab would be really cool with an Atlanta brewery. Going to more festivals, meeting more people, really just like getting my brand out there. Honestly, like I want people to know what Crazy Sexy Craft is and the story behind it. And I want more women, especially Black women, getting involved in beer and yeah, just like spreading the word of beer. Honestly, yeah, collabs. I would love to do some more international travel where I'm exploring beer in like different continents and different countries. So yeah, I feel like the possibilities really are endless.
So you mentioned that you did some international travel. So tell me more about that experience. How that was recent, right?
Well, last year I went to Amsterdam actually for the first time.
Mm,
And I went to the Heineken experience, the Heineken Museum. That was really, really cool. That was last year. That
mm,
was around my birthday, so April of last year. Um, and I visited, some other like beer shops over there. Um, I don't know how to pronounce the name of their brewery over there, but it's pretty popular. It has like a bird as like on the logo or as the symbol, and it has like a windmill. I, it's like a windmill,
okay.
but that's in Amsterdam. They had some really good beer. I It's not international, but I went to St. Thomas back in August, so a month ago, and just drank some, Caribbean style beer over there. As far as international, yeah, I feel like that's like out of the out of the country. That's what I've done recently.
Is there anything that you experienced during your beer travels internationally that you would love? Like, I love this. I wish they would do this here.
Well, I did like the Heineken Museum, like the experience. Like I felt like that was very very cool. Not necessarily, I didn't really experience anything like different as far as like the styles. Like it's Heineken, of course, but I do feel like having something here that really does highlight beer and the history of beer, and people can learn more about American beer and craft breweries here. I would love to see some kind of like beer museum or beer experience here in the States.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. So I wanted to know, I'm a newbie. I'm just now getting into the craft beer scene.
Hmm.
What would be three things that you would tell someone that's wanting to, I just love crazy sexy craft. I want to do the same thing that you're doing. What would be three things that you would tell them to do?
Ooh, three things that I would tell them to do. Um, that's good. I mean, first I would say like, yeah, I guess get clear on your like on what your message is, and that's something that I'm still telling myself now. But like, yeah, get clear on what your message is. Um, like get clear on like what it is you really want to do. Like I like experiences, and I like hosting experiences, and I like being able to introduce people to beer through like unique creative experiences. So I would say figure out, what it is you want to do. Is it events and experiences? Is it education? Is it, what I mean, influencing? Is it like content creation? I would probably say figure out what lane or like kind of like what your niche is, what you want to do. And then I would say just explore. You know what I mean? Literally just like like just try things, taste things, go to different places, check out different breweries, like explore as much as possible. Those would be the three things. 'Cause I feel like the craft beer world is like so vast and there's so much to it and there's always something to learn. So I would really just say always be a student. That would be like maybe like my final thing is like always be a student. Yeah.
Okay. And one thing I hope I didn't, hope I, for, hope I didn't forget. I was going to ask you, as far as festivals.
Hmm.
So you went to your first festival. Have you seen any other festivals that you want to check out? Um,
Yeah. So the very first one I went to, it was the Georgia Craft Brewers Festival. I think that was the name
okay.
of it. The Georgia Craft Brewers Festival had so much time. Shout out for to Jen, Kevin, and Chanel who made that possible. They got all of the Crafted Fellows tickets to go. So that was like really really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. And that's the Crafted for Action team, of course.
Mhm.
Um I really wanted to go to Barrel and Flow, but I couldn't make it. Of course, that was like out in Pittsburgh. I couldn't make it. I'm going to Tulsa Oktoberfest. Um, yeah, at the end of October, so I will be going to that. And I think it actually I think coincides with the People's Fest. And so I won't be able to make that, but I would have loved to have been able to go to the Bay Area for that because I've never been to the Bay Area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's gonna be I'm looking forward to going to that. That'll
yeah,
be my I've gone to LA a couple of times, but I haven't like I'm going specifically for a certain thing. It's
yeah,
like I think I'll be able to have time to kind of like really get the
yeah.
scene
Like
of
actually
it
enjoy
all.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome. You have to let me know how that is. That's gonna be
Yeah.
really, really nice.
I hope so. I hope I'll get a lot of content. I'll be in a lot of people's faces asking them questions.
As you should.
So like, all right, be better, be sick of me.
Right.
Like,
And then I actually haven't been yet. I would like to go too. I would like to go to Helen, Georgia. They have a really like pop in like Oktoberfest in Helen, Georgia too. So I would like to go to that. I'm gonna try to make it. I'm try to make it there this year.
so my last question for you is practical for action. And
Mm-hmm.
you were the most recent fellow,
Mm-hmm.
part of the fellows. So
Yep.
how has that been being a fellow and getting putting yourself out there and how the experience has been so far?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, like the pitch competition, I was so nervous. I was literally like shaking in my boots. Like literally I had cowgirl boots on and I was shaking. But it was a really great experience. I'm so happy that I did it. I met so many amazing people. Like I said, the Crafted for Action team, they're just so helpful. They're so kind. Everyone is so welcoming. We actually are starting like the sessions tomorrow. I think our very first session is tomorrow, where all the fellows are going to get, online, and we actually do like the knowledge, the learning part of it. So I'm really excited for that. But like in person during the actual conference, like during Craft Beer Con, the sessions were just so good. I really feel like I learned so much. I met so many amazing people. Everyone in that space is just very supportive, and like it definitely is like a very inspiring space. Everyone like wants to, help and support and see you win, and it was amazing. After that, I got invited to join the share community. Shout out
Mhm.
to Stephanie. So I'm part of that now. So it's just really amazing being just being in the same spaces as like amazing people, especially amazing Black women who are doing super cool things like in this space. So I feel like it's definitely opened some doors. I've been able to make some connections, and I'm excited just to see how it continues to grow.
That's awesome. That's
Mhm.
really good. Congratulations. And I
Yeah.
know that as far as this will be the second iteration for the fellows. So
Mhm.
I know the previous winners learned a lot and they got a lot of value out of it. So you're
1,000.
on a great path.
Yeah, one of the greatest things that came out of it was Dr. J is actually like helping support my actual education journey. So that's also something that I'm really excited about too. So
That's
I've been
good.
studying, yeah, I've been studying for some other things, but I feel like in October I'll be able to actually sit down and study for the certification to become a certified beer server. So I'm really excited. Yeah, I feel like Crafted for Action and the fellowship program was and is really like just a great opportunity. So I would definitely urge anybody who's in the space to apply when it comes around next year.
Yeah, and it's, if you can make your way to Atlanta, make sure that you check out Craft for Action. It's virtual, but
Hmm.
if you get there,
Yep.
it's a whole nother vibe.
Hmm.
So I missed that. I did a virtual session,
Yeah.
but I usually go.
Yeah. The energy was amazing for sure.
Yeah. Well, Kayla, I just enjoyed talking to you. It's been amazing, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you on your journey. And I'll be watching you, as I said earlier, scrolling IG, minding my business, loving Jesus like I do,
I love
and
it.
I will be seeing you
Oh, thank
doing
you so
what
much.
you want, doing what you want, and how you want to do it, and making more people come over to our side.
That's the goal. Yes, that's literally the goal. No, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much, Angie. I really appreciate you reaching out and just like, yeah, getting this set up. I really enjoyed it. The game was so much fun too. So thanks for having
Awesome.
me.
Awesome. So we're going to get out of here. Let's go ahead and get our commercial on out.
people needed a beer, so the people made one. Crisp, lightly hot, little to no aroma. People's beer. It's the spot.